Nintendo pulls an opposite of Valve and makes your old device worse instead of helping you make it better.
Nice. No, I mean, there was dozens of us that owned Wii U's, so...
Want to talk? Honestly, I'm kind of upset. So one of the things that prompted me to ditch our Wii, which was the kids only cared about Wii games anyway, for a Wii U and do the migration thing, because that was actually kind of cool in its own sort of Nintendo very locked down kind of way. Yeah. So I did the migration.
It was cool because it was unique
from the Wii to the Wii U. One of the things that prompted me to do it was the shutting down of the Wii eShop, and I was like, oh, okay, I can't buy like retro games or anything anymore, so this thing is sort of deprecated, so we gave it away and we switched over to the Wii U, and it's like, oh great, so now that's gone too. Like, this sucks. Is the overhead of maintaining this really so high that it doesn't justify...
I really don't think so.
That you can't justify the occasional, like, if people are buying this stuff from time to time,
I seriously doubt there's almost
nothing to
any amount of people buying that type of stuff, and I seriously doubt the overhead's very high at all. I really think they're just trying to get people on newer devices that are better at pushing things towards you. That's my things are bad.
Well, talk us through it.
So, yeah, eShops are shutting down Wii U, 3DS, late March 2023, so you've still got a while. The shutdown will remove access to the online libraries for both consoles, where many games are still eShop exclusive. Some of the games that are going to be lost in regards to being able to purchase them legally, I mean, there's a long list. I don't think I need to go through all of this.
Maybe pick some highlights for us?
Yeah, some of them are kind of surprising. Like, there's a Phoenix Wright game, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, Pushmo / Crashmo / Stretchmo, which I don't know what that is, but it's highlighted, so I'll go with it. Also, there's a Mario and Donkey Kong game. Mario and Donkey Kong Minis on the Move. I don't know what that is, but it's a Mario game, and it's no longer purchasable, which is surprising. And a bunch of other kind of mostly smaller games, but still, that you won't be able to access properly anymore.
That sucks.
All the like really big names, all the really recognizable titles are accessible somewhere else. But some are getting locked, and even if you purchased them or wanted to purchase them legally on the previous platform, you won't be able to in 2023. So you have a while until then. Yeah, kind of brutal. Apparently, Nintendo started and then removed a preemptive and defensive Q&A, basically saying that they don't have to justify anything to anyone, and people are being unreasonable and should just buy Switch Online. And any remakes that make it into the... I'm sure they didn't word it that way. I think the person who wrote this is a little upset.
Is it Anthony? It's Anthony.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I don't think the person who wrote this is wrong, to be fair.
Anthony. We could just say Anthony at this point, I think. He's wrong. Out now.
But I think there was some charge behind that. Anthony's take is that they do make one good point. Switch Online is pretty good for finding titles you've never heard of by putting them next to titles that you have. But it's a bit like saying, hand in your old game cartridges and pay us to keep playing them, but not all of them. That is absolutely true. That is what they're doing, and it's brutal. For that matter, 3DS and Wii U emulators are unlikely to join Switch Online anytime soon. Very true. But they are likely to be available elsewhere, like the computer.
Oops.
Dang. While online storefronts have always had this problem looming over them, absolutely, they will always be deprecated eventually if they are fixed to one console. This one seems to have stirred the hornet's nest among fans. That's always going to happen with Nintendo fans.
It's always going to happen with a console that has an install base of like over 100 million units, like the 3DS. Like the Wii U, yeah, sure, fair enough. You could kind of go, this thing doesn't really matter anymore and will never matter. Except that it will. It's going to be this piece of gaming history that, in the same way that the Virtual Boy is what's the?
I think it moved more units than Virtual Boy. That's the red one. Yeah.
No, I mean it moved more units than Virtual Boy, but I just mean that Virtual Boy is sort of this curiosity. So no matter how successful or unsuccessful something is, it's still going to be part of gaming history.
Due to how they marketed it, I think for pretty much ever, people are going to look back at Nintendo's historical consoles and go like, wait, what? That was actually its own console? Because so many people thought it was an add-on to the original Wii.
And to not be able to go back and get content for it, like it just... Oh, it sucks. And it's just so
This
unnecessary.
is a big part of the reason why I buy physical Switch games.
That's the thing that makes me so mad. It's not that it's a bad thing. It is a bad thing, but it's how unnecessary the bad thing is. Obviously, in the world, there are much bigger problems than some game marketplace not being available
for sure.
a year from now.
Yeah.
And I've got a year to put quarters in my swear jar and save up to buy whatever it is that I'd like to buy and download it to my console.
Part of the problem is, though, it's just that, and I know you're making a point, but
Yeah.
part of the problem with that, though, is like it's an old console. It's an old portable console. It's an old home console, whichever one you have. It might break. You might still want to play that game, so you go buy another one, and what? You can't
Nothing.
download it.
Nothing, because Nintendo has this extraordinarily anti-consumer approach to game data.
Yeah.
It's still like, honestly, if there was literally a single gamer in the entire United States Congress, there would be some kind of law against what Nintendo's doing, holding your save game data just hostage.
And most people seem kind of on my side, but I saw at least one comment go by talking about like, oh, they're not going to do that to Switch. They sold so many units. They did that to the Wii.
Yeah. Do you know how many Wiis they sold?
They sold so many units of the Wii.
I think
They're
there are more
going to do it to the
Nintendo
Switch.
Wiis than there are like actual Wiis on Earth. Just kidding. There are a lot of penises on Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
World's full of dicks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it'll happen to the Switch, and there's
Of course
like,
it will.
I want to be able to go back and play the games that I paid for on the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't-
And you know what sucks is that, again, back to good guy Valve, to be clear, not everything Valve does is right.
Absolutely.
Just want to make that abundantly extra super clear.
Just
all right.
gotta also give them credit when they do things that are right.
We have to give them credit when they do things that are right. Valve has come out and said, if we ever deprecate this platform, we will engineer a way that you'll just still have all your stuff. Like, I don't know what that would look like exactly, and I doubt even they know exactly what that would look like.
Yeah, some type of peer-to-peer. I don't
Some
know.
kind of, okay, download it before this day, and it goes good old games, DRM free. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that would look like. And since they made that commitment has gotten exponentially more complicated to actually follow through on.
Oh yeah.
Especially now that they've got, partner software like Halo Infinite's a perfect example. I own Halo Infinite on Steam because I can't be arsed to deal with Microsoft's spectacularly broken launcher crap.
Unfortunately, you still have to deal with their accounts and their matchmaking and networking and all that jazz.
Because of how intertwined they are, the experience is terrible. And this is with all the services still like running properly.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to know what that would look like when, Valve doesn't exist anymore.